The Slack message came at 4:47 p.m. on a Friday. Org changes effective Monday. Your skip is leaving the company. The new reporting structure is under discussion. I'd seen this 3 times before. What's the difference this time? This time I didn't spiral for 72 hours checking blind, because I finally understood one of the oldest ideas in human philosophy, that some things are within our control, and some things simply aren't. And once that clicked, everything changed. Look, if you're in big tech, reorgs aren't anomalies. They're the operating system. I've watched entire platform teams vanish overnight. I've seen directors demoted to IC roles because someone 3 levels up wanted a flatter structure. The worst part isn't the change itself. It's the 3 weeks of rumor mill anxiety before the announcement and the month of resume polishing paranoia after. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor dealing with plague, war, and constant political upheaval. He wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Sounds nice in a LinkedIn post. Feels different when your entire product roadmap just got killed and you're wondering if your equity will vest before the next round of cuts. Here's what Stoicism actually taught me. First principle, distinguish between what you control and what you don't. You don't control the reorg. You don't control if your manager survives it. You don't control if the new VP thinks your project is strategic. What do you control? Your response, your documentation, your relationships, your optionality. When the reorg rumors start, most people do one of 2 things. They freeze and hope they're safe, or they immediately start interviewing elsewhere in panic mode. Both are reactions driven by fear of a thing that hasn't happened yet. Seneca called this suffering twice. Once in imagination, once in reality. Except in tech, the imagined suffering is often worse because you're doom-scrolling blind at 2 a.m. reading about pip plans and stack ranking. Practical application. The moment you hear reorg whispers, you do 3 things. 1. Document everything you've shipped, not what you're working on. What's live? With metrics. This isn't resume building. This is creating a fact base when everything becomes political. 2. Schedule one-on-ones with people outside your immediate chain, not to gossip, to understand the actual strategic priorities, because in a reorg, only projects aligned with the new direction survive. 3. Update your financial runway calculation. How long can you last on savings? When does your next equity tranche vest? What's your actual walkaway number? This is pure stoicism. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Don't hope. Calculate. Epictetus said we should rehearse misfortune. He called it negative visualization. In a tech context, this means actually running the scenario. If you got reorged into a team you don't want, what would you do? If your project got canceled, what transferable work can you point to? If your manager left and you got a new one who doesn't value your work, what's your 6-month exit plan? This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. The people who get destroyed by reorgs are the ones who never considered the possibility. They built their entire identity around a team, a project, a manager. Then it all disappears in one Slack message. Marcus Aurelius also wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every engineer I know who's thriving now went through at least one brutal reorg. It forced them to build skills they were avoiding, to take roles they wouldn't have chosen, to leave comfortable situations that were actually limiting them. My second reorg moved me from back-end infrastructure to a fintech product team. I was furious. I'd spent 3 years becoming an expert in distributed systems. Now I was writing fraud detection logic in a domain I didn't understand. 2 years later, that experience made me invaluable because I understood both the platform and the business. The obstacle became the path. Here's the part nobody talks about. Reorgs reveal who actually adds value and who was just well-positioned. When the org chart reshuffles, the people who survive aren't necessarily the best engineers. They're the ones who built knowledge that transcends team boundaries, who documented things others needed, who made themselves useful to multiple stakeholders. Stoicism teaches you to focus on being useful, not being recognized. Because recognition is political and fragile. Usefulness is durable. If you want to go deeper into Stoic philosophy without reading 2,000-year-old texts, I've been using Blinkist to get the core insights from books like Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way and William Irvine's Guide to the Good Life. 15-minute summaries you can actually finish between meetings. There's a link in the description for a free trial. Final thought. The reorg is going to happen. Your manager might leave. The strategy will change. The only question is whether you'll spend the next 3 months in low-grade anxiety or whether you'll use that time to build the skills and relationships that make you reorg-proof. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire while dealing with crisis after crisis. You can handle a reorg. Document your work. Understand the politics. Know your numbers. And remember, you don't control the org chart. You control how you respond to it. If this was useful, subscribe. More Stoic frameworks for surviving big tech next week.